Hey, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for the Crafty Maven Getaway where I decide to do an art party in my traveler's notebook. So what I did was that I've been on this embossing kick a little bit. Obviously, as you could tell, a couple of days ago I was doing some embossing on a 12 by 12 layout. Now I am going to do it in my traveler's notebook. I get into these spurts where I'll do 12 by 12, 12 by 12, 12 by 12, and then I would like to do some smaller ones that make it just a little bit easier and quicker to do some layouts, and that's why I went back into my traveler's notebook. I was just going through some of the stuff to look and see what I have to catch some of my other traveler's notebooks up, and I had one for my coffee mug one. And my coffee mug is Joy, and it's the very first one that I got through it was in February, so it must have been Valentine's Day, and it was like a mug exchange. So that is what the mug is from, and I was like, I had to take a photo of it. And what I decided to do is, I don't have very many embossing colors. I have white, silver, and red. So that tells you that I may need to do a little bit of shopping for some embossing colors other than those three. But I do the white, and that is what you're seeing me do here. The big massive the big massive stamp that I am using, it is "Make Today So Awesome, Yesterday Gets Jealous." And I will tell you, obviously when I do this, you can't see it until I start to do my mixed media. Hence the reason why this is called an art party. I am pulling out what I call all the strings for my traveler's notebook. I am doing some embossing to show you how to do that, which is a little bit more dryer based, but it's still mixed media. And then I bring out my new powdered mist or powdered shimmer powders. It's the ones that everybody's been kind of getting. If you've gotten the hip kit had the company called Lindy's in it, which I did pick up some of them, a little bit more than what came into the kit. And then I do also have four different colors for the Nouveau shimmer powders. And here I am. I just left this part of it in. I just wanted to show you what I'm embossing. And then I do some of it off camera as well. I have to state that I figured out what is wrong with my lighting. I think a little bit of it is the fact that it has been cloudy the last couple of days. And so when I was doing my my process videos on them, for some reason you're getting them dark like this. So obviously on my screen for doing my voiceover, it's a tad bit smaller, so I can't exactly see what it's going to be on the screen. So hopefully it's a little bit better than what I am seeing. But I found too that I think it's my light as well that I'm using to try to brighten up things. Like I've gotten all this white stuff going on and it's kind of making it bright. So I'm hoping that it's a little bit brighter. Now, I got out modeling paste, and the modeling paste that I am using is from Brie Reese. It's a glossy dimension, and look at what it's doing. I had to add some water, and this is what I get for buying some brand that everybody raves about, or at least that's what I have seen for mixed media. And it's just, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea, but it does work for what I want in here. You'll see what it does. So I'm placing down just these little places here to add this. You know, I love this stencil, and here I am. Now you get to see the fun come alive. And let me tell you, you have to really watch how you squeeze, because look it right there, I squeezed way too much on at that point. But I will state this, the more powder you put down, the more prominent the color is going to be. The lighter or less amount of powder that you put on, the lighter the color is going to be. So this green that you see here is an aqua burst, or actually it's called Atlantis burst. And it's supposed to be a mint, but you will see the darker amount of product that I put on it, it makes it darker. So that I will tell you, the more you add the color, the better, like the darker the color or more distinct of the color it is. The lighter makes it lighter. That I will tell you for sure. And this is the reason why I used white, is because look at how that embossing just comes alive off that mixed media. And again, you will see everything. You may not, there we go again. I always have to, like, I leave everything in, and I did a little bit too much there. And the other two purples, before I get a little bit more into it, the other two purples that I'm using is Lilac Waterfall and Violet Brocade, I think it is, Brocade. And the colors will show on there. You'll see more of a purplish color and then like a lighter purplish color. And then you'll see the burst color, the Atlantis, get a little bit darker. But the one thing that I do love, and if you're wanting to try this, it works out well that you do any medium based. You use white, and embossing wise, it comes out and you can see it that way. If you're using modeling paste and you add the color over it, it actually picks up the color and it still makes that modeling paste like look almost 3D-ish. And here you can see I am using that as the aqua burst. So you can tell on both sides of how the more powder you use, the darker the color gets. The less powder you use or more water-based, it gets lighter. And the shimmer almost gets to the point where it's dull. So that is what I love about these. I just wanted to play and make this just stand out. And I have no rhyme or reason on why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am treating this more of water-based than I am mixed media based on the respect of using mixed media product powdered type stuff. So I'm treating these powders as watered. And I did do for embossing, the leaves that you see are the silver embossing, and I did that off camera. And I'm just adding a bunch of different little colors and I'm just letting it grow together. These three colors work well together, that when they dry, they've meshed well. And you can't even tell that I added 7 different colors to this or added more water to one spot than the other, because they really blend well. I was able to blend pretty well. And here I'm just using a stencil brush because I wanted that to spread really well. And I found that the stencil brushes worked awesome. So I had to dry this, and there it's done. Now I'm going to glue my photo. I'm not adding anything else to it other than putting my photo down. And then I get out my archival inks. Now if you're wanting your mixed media to stand out, but you're wanting your stamping to stand out just a little bit more, use archival ink. I have found that 1, it doesn't smear. 2, it really makes the ink stand out and the stamp to stand out. So as you can see on there, it makes it really bold. And somebody mentioned, they're like, what did you use? Is that like a sticker? And I'm like, nope, it is my archival ink. I love my archival ink. The ink that I use is from Stampin' from Close to My Heart. So I'm just changing out and I'm adding just a little bit of that. Make sure that you go check out the Crafty Maven Getaways information. It'll be all linked down below. And the still shots are coming up, as well as make sure that if you're liking what you see, like and subscribe to my channel too. And make sure that you go like and subscribe and give yourself the join button for the Facebook group. And here I am, I'm just trying to find other little things to use. I used an arrow, I used a stitched heart, I found a little flower, and that's what I'm going to end with. And pretty much I'm going to let you look at that. Make sure that you stay till the end to see the still shots, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!